Hey, Joe.
Mark, thanks for coming.
All right, thanks for having me out. So you wrote me about a breezeway, correct?
I did, it's right here.
All right, some mortar joints are loose.
Yeah, it needs a lot of work, I think.
Okay.
All right, Mark, so
All right.
here it is.
Here's the patient. Okay.
Yeah, so as you can see, we've lost a lot of mortar.
Right.
You know, it's very soft, and then there's holes. These, we had screens on at one point, and so you can see water got in and eroded it.
Right.
It's so soft that I swept up a bunch of stuff over time, and
Wow,
you can
Joe.
see that it's just a clump of sand.
Yeah. So in my experience, this happens when you don't properly wet the surrounding brick before applying the mortar. If you skip that step, the moisture gets sucked out of the mortar as it dries, and you're left with what we call dusty mortar. I do see all the problems, and the good news is, Joe, that we can fix them all. We're going to use a method that we call spot pointing. I think the floor is in really good shape in a general sense. You can see the depth in this course right here is really low. We're going to fix that. You can see the discoloration and the patchwork that someone also tried to do. Right. We're going to be able to match the joints perfectly, and everything is going to look seamless.
Oh, I can't wait.
All right, why don't we get going?
All right.
All right, let's go. All right, Joe, so the first thing we're going to want to do is remove the unmatched material. We're going to want to deepen these joints right here. You can see this area that we have right here. This is what we're going to try to mimic. I always tell people, when in Rome, be a Roman, right? So you can see the finish on this joint. We're going to mimic that, but more importantly, we're going to mimic the depth. So you can see how this mortar comes right up on the edge of these bricks. That's what we're going to want to do in this area as well. So we're going to get started with a hammer and a chisel. If we do need a grinder, we have one in the truck. We'll use that. But again, as you pointed out, these joints are soft enough where I think we're going to be able to use a hammer and a chisel.
Okay.
Let's start chipping out this old mortar. Joe, as we're doing this, one of the most important things is we want you to stay off the edge of that brick with your chisel. Just like this, you sneak it in, hammer. You can see that the mortar is really soft.
So Mark, I just have a question.
Sure.
How far should I go? I don't want to go too far.
So you don't want to go too deep, but you want to go at least 3/4 of an inch. That's standard for repointing. If you can get down an inch, I like it more because the mortar just becomes stronger that we put in. So another thing I want to point out, Joe, is you're in that perfect spot right there. We could spot point that, but it is a little bit too big for a spot point. So what I do in that instance is I go at least the width of the brick. So I go from here to here, and then when we put the patch in, it's going to be less noticeable.
Perfect.
And I'm going to do that as well. Okay, let's clean up the dust with that vac, and then we'll use a wet brush.
Okay. No one can vacuum like me, man.
No one, Joe. You're the best I've seen. You can push it with the broom once I have enough. Now, what we're doing now, Joe, is we're cleaning the dust off of these masonry joints in brick. Very important for bonding. But the other thing, this is a step that they skipped the first time around. Yeah. So if we don't dampen the brick, it's going to suck the water out of the mortar, and that's what made it so brittle to begin with.
It is really sucking it up.
It's really sucking it up, so you can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, this was, we call this thirsty mortar, Joe.
Indeed.
It is thirsty. All right, so Joe, before we apply the mortar back into the joints, I want to just show you what we have, okay? This is Portland cement. All Portland cement mixed with sand will make a type S or a type N, which is what we have in front of us. The lighter color is type N. The darker color is type S. Type S, think strength. So elevator shafts, stair shafts, retaining wall, foundation. Type N is what we strictly use for brickwork. It gives a little bit of movability to the brick because everything's a natural material, don't forget.
Sounds good to me.
Yep.
Looks like it's going to be a good match.
Yeah. And you'll see once we get it wet, we'll do a little comparison and we'll make sure. But I think that's the one we should use.
That's great. Let's get going.
So Joe, we have our Type N mortar mixed and ready to go. I do want to add one more element. This is called bonding agent. And I just spread it out like this in the tub. This is 1 bag of Type N, and we just use 8 ounces of bonding agent. So if you want to grab your trowel right there, Joe, all we need you to do is just spin it into the mix. That's it. And you know you're done when you don't see it anymore.
Why are we putting the bonding agent in?
I like to use it especially on repair jobs. It helps bond to the existing mortar and it also helps bond to the brick. Hence the name bonding agent. And it seems to be mixed in, Joe. Watch what I do in this tub, Joe. You see how I'm spreading this out?
I do.
Because I'm gonna make a grab. This is the first joint that I'm gonna go for. So I'm gonna estimate what I'm gonna take out of the tub and put it on my trowel just like that. But I want to get deep and shake it. The most important thing right now, Joe, is to make sure when you fill these joints, we're going as neat as possible.
Yeah, and if anything is to get on a brick, like when I do it, you just want to, what, get it off with a rag or something? Or?
Nope, we're going to let it sit because we're going to come back with a sponge when we're all done, and we're going to clean it up. We're going to want to come back with our flat joiner.
Yeah.
That's what this is. And they're made to really, really press the new mortar into existing. And you can see me wiggle it just a little bit, Joe. I like to do that to make sure I'm making a connection with the old and new mortar. And you can see that between these brick, it became a little tight.
Yep.
So that's when I'm going to rotate my flat joiner. And I'm going to make sure I push the new mortar right down into the existing. Okay, Joe, so now we're taking the heavy stuff off. Let's get all this into a pile. Now, Joe, one of the things that's going to help us mimic existing is me taking a little bit off the edge of each brick to expose it, because that's what we have as existing. And you're going to see in 1 minute when we start the sponging, you're going to see what it does. And you're
Like being a sculptor.
It kind of is,
what I mean?
you know. So, okay, Joe, we're getting to the part where we're going to use the sponge. And what that does for us is strictly aesthetics. And it pulls the aggregate out of the mortar and exposes it. And again, that's what we have for existing. We take the cream off the top of the joint.
I see.
And that leaves us the sand.
This is fantastic. Looks
All right.
great.
So I think we did enough here.
Yeah, I thought we were done, but I see you still have some stuff in your hands.
So I'm going to leave you with a little bit of homework. With the 2 open ends, when you have the screens on, weather can come inside. This sealer is going to help you waterproof these 2 areas. But I think most importantly is the fact that some of the sand still comes up. So once we apply the sealer, all that goes away. So if we get down in this area right here, Joe, which is dry, the reason we can't do the rest of the floor today is because it's wet, but I'm going to show you in this little area. We're going to use this water-based sealer. Very simply unscrew the cap, pour it into a regular paint dish. That's plenty. regular paintbrush. I like to saturate that brush, Joe. And then I always do my joints first because you'll see that that mortar, which again is dry, really sucks up the product. But this is how simple it is, Joe.
I can handle simple.
Yeah.
You know, it's got a little blue tint to it. I mean, as it goes on.
Yes.
Kind of interesting.
Right. And it's completely transparent, 100% invisible.
Yeah.
So as it dries, all of that goes away. And as I said, I'm going to let this sit just a tad. And because this is a floor, Joe, I'm going to ask you to do 2 coats right off the bat.
And do you let it dry to a certain extent between, or you just go right at it?
Yeah, I would probably wait 24 hours before the second coat. I have a lot of confidence in you, Joe. So I'm going to hand it right off to you.
Ooh, that's
Let
sooner
you
than I
finish
thought.
up. Yeah, but I think you're ready. So remember, have a good time with it. It's going to come out great.
I can't thank you enough.
My pleasure to be here, man. Thank you.
Such a great job.
Okay, Joe.
Thank you.
And if you have questions about your house, we'd love to hear from you, so keep them coming. Until then, I'm Mark McCullough for Ask This Old House.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.